Hello everyone, welcome back to No Man's Sky. Today, I'm going to be talking about unit exchange. I have 5 tips for you, whether you're new to the game, whether you're coming back after a long time, whether you're rich, whether you're poor. This applies to everyone, so let's get started. My first tip is one that a lot of YouTubers give out in beginner guides, and that's buy as much as you can. Because if you buy things in moderation, you never know when you're going to use them. So I have stashes of wiring room, microprocessors, metal plating, and pure ferrite. I have stashes of these in my base at all times because you never know when you're going to use them. It takes so many resources to play this game, and quest lines have you go after random stuff all the time. So it's just convenient to have these common goods on standby at all times. Um, like things like pugnium you can collect over time, and that'll eventually get turned into nanites, which is a primary unit in the game and something that you honestly really need to play the game. You need them to buy upgrades for exo tools, for your suit, for all kinds of things like that. So that's the first tip. It's very important that you stock up on things. But the same thing that goes with that is if you don't want to have everything on standby, if you're an unorganized person, you just want to, when you need stuff, go out and get it. I understand that, but I mean, there's a certain level of preparation that comes with this, and it's nice having it, and especially if you're just an annoyance with some of the quests, it's annoying to have to go out and get those sometimes. So that's my first word. My second tip has to do with spending units on ships. Obviously, you're gonna need a really good starship like this one to get around the galaxy and the solar systems you find yourself in. This is an S-class solar ship with tons of upgrades. But early game, you're not going to have a lot of opportunities to buy those. And honestly, there's a lot of things you could spend your money on. You could buy things like this, which are hauler ships. These ships have increased shield capacity and storage. Or you could buy a ship like this, which is a fighter. And that was an A class. It's a pretty solid ship. This one is a B class, which is not bad at all. Ships like those are great starting ships. Or you have these, which are exotic. And then you have things like this, Sentinel class. These Sentinel class ships and these exotic ships aren't always the best for people, but there's a certain value in spending your money on things that you enjoy rather than more functional things. This ship is a C class, and I have an A class Sentinel ship, but I sold the A class and I kept this one, not because it was more functional or better than my A class, but because it looks way cooler. There's a certain aspect of this game where you need to enjoy it. You don't just spend your money to get things that are fully functional. You want things that you will enjoy and that are cool, such as this ship. And you can always archive ships and go back and replace them, but ship spending is important. I urge you to not overspend. I urge you to get a ship that's reliable, a B or an A class, and then when you find an S, upgrade it. But don't spend your money fully on ship collection, because is functional versus enjoyment. I don't use this ship very much because the hyperdrive range is terrible, and I could invest in it, and it's a good ship. The reason I haven't is because I have the other one, which is more functional for my needs. But I bought this ship, I didn't just leave it where I found it because it's cool. Same with this one. I've never even driven this Explorer on a mission, but I liked it. I thought it was a neat ship, and so I urge you, when you're spending units, to consider that. Is it functional or is it for my enjoyment? And you only have a certain number of ships you can have, and you can always archive them, but there's important things you need to buy, such as these upgrades with your nanites and units, rather than spending them on less important things. Like a freighter is very important. If you have a planetary base, that's cool. And that's the other thing, is you need to build planetary bases out of enjoyment, and maybe even use your freighter as just storage and make the other one for just somewhere you can hang out and enjoy yourself. Remember which, oh, dissident, here we go. I'll show you right now how you can make money. This is my third tip, and this is making money. You can set up farms, you can set up activate Indian farms and stuff. You can look up videos on how to do that. I personally prefer this method, and this method is going and taking sentinel ships that are down, reviving them, and then selling them off, scrapping them and selling the parts. You can get AI valves from them, which are super good trade value, and unlike other trading items, they don't rise and fall with like the value of the system. So this is a distant planet. It'll say dissidents detected, and it'll say it on the galaxy map as well, which is what I just showed you. And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to fly down here. And a lot of other people have made videos on this too. So if you need more help, you can go to them. But once you're on the planet, I landed at a terrible spot on this planet, but essentially, once you find pieces of land, there will be certain types of sentinels that will give you echo locators, and these are devices that will lead you to camps and allow you to find downed starships. This guy right here, this one. Once you find this guy and take him out, it won't be very hard. You just shoot him, he dies. So I did not get the echolocator there, which is kind of upsetting because I wanted to show you it. But eventually, if you kill enough of those people, it's not a rare drop. They will drop echolocators. So I got the echolocator, and this is how it looks in the thing. So you're going to click resonate, and then it's going to give you the coordinates to the place you're going to go. So you can do it from your starship or on the ground. It doesn't matter. Make sure you don't have any sentinels after you. The reason it took me so long to find it is because I had a swarm after me. But now I have the location, so I'm going to take off in my starship, and I'm going to head there. And it's going to take me to the camp that you need to go to find these sentinel starships in order to get money. So as you can see, it's marked on your map, and all you have to do is fly there. You're going to use this terminal to you're going to input override glyphs. Wait, no, my bad. First, you're going to scan memory registers. You're going to do some simple math. So then the bottom one is 1. And then if you're bad at math, use a calculator. This is 11. And then 6. So 6, 11, 1. So then you're going to come here, and you're going to go 6, 11, and 1. Ta-da! So then now, you're going to deactivate the multi-tool seal to get the multi-tool, right? So then let me see if it's good. Hopefully it's an S, maybe? Hopefully. No, it's terrible. Alright, so then you can also locate dissonance spikes. And this, my friends, is where you will find the ship. And then you repair the ship, and you make money. It took a while to get here, but this is the money-making method. I made a base here so I can keep coming back. I think you can keep coming back to the same one and just keep farming ships this way, but I don't know. I'll find out later. But for now, let's head over there to that spike and then get the starship. So this sentinel ship looks like one of the ones that doesn't have a cool animation when it takes off. So unless it's like an A or an S class, I probably am not going to repair it. Let's see here. We don't get to see the class. Oh, it is. It's an A class. That's pretty good, actually. So it's going to prompt you through doing this. It's going to ask you to get some radiant shards, which you will do right here by mining these. You need a few, so mine all the crystals it gives you. You need 3.
Thermal protection falling.
So then now that I have 3, I'm going to move on to the harmonic brain. You're gonna probe its subconscious, and then you're gonna turn it good, essentially. Terminal is usually pretty close by. That one's extremely close. We could probably even get there by walking, but I'm gonna take my ship. You won't lose the other ship because it's marked. So you're gonna fly over there just real quick and sacrifice the brain, I guess, or run its memories. And then it'll turn good. You put it back in the ship, and you have yourself a sentinel ship. And ta-da! So now I'm gonna check its stats. This is pretty solid, actually. Let's claim the ship, and let's see how it flies. Not great. I'm not a fan of that. But as you can see, now we have our own sentinel ship, so we can fly to the space station. Don't worry about leaving your other ship. If you have a freighter, it'll show up on the freighter. Oh, we're gonna come around this way. Activate our warp drive to get to the space station. So just make sure you have the ship you want to sell equipped, not any others. You're gonna come over here, ignore everything else, and you're gonna come to this terminal. And as you can say, you can begin salvage analysis. Just gonna analyze it. 42 million units. So then you get all these super high value things. These are especially valuable, and then you can sell them, and that's the most fun and I think most effective way to make money in No Man's Sky. Another way you can make money, and my fourth tip, is going to actually be what not to do. What I don't think you should do is buy these local trade prices, because when you look, if I buy this and I just go and try to sell it back, they're buying it at a lower price. I just lost 3K. You need to go and you need to find systems that have a high trade rate, which, if I'm going to be honest, is something I think players should avoid, because it can be incredibly annoying and incredibly hard unless you have a dedicated system to selling and buying goods. It can be a good thing, a good merchant thing, but genuinely I think it's way less efficient, and I don't really recommend it at all. My fifth and my final tip is, I know I haven't moved from the space station, but that finding that sentinel ship took a lot out of me, is going to be having fun with the game. What you shouldn't do, and what a lot of people say kills the game, is simply spending all your time looking for ways to get money and things to spend your money on. There's a lot more to the game. There's a lot more of an exploration aspect, and while you need these modules and these upgrades to explore, it shouldn't be your primary focus in the game. While getting ships like these are cool, it's really shouldn't be your priority at really any point. And while a lot of people play the game differently, I think it's important that you maintain that level of fun, and that you're going to these space stations and buying the maps, buying the quests, instead of just making the money, making the farms to buy ships, because in the end that's not going to fulfill you. But that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. It took me a really long time to make this, so if you did enjoy, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.